We're good, right?
Okay. Why is this one dark?
I wonder why it's dark. How I wish I can use my Facebook and check it out. If you don't mind if I clean the camera, I don't mind, do you? Hope your phone is not having issues. Hmm? Getting darker, right?
Yeah.
So what do I do?
Okay, so you know your life.
Does it matter?
You are being romantic.
Very funny. Actually streaming live on
You are being romantic. I can delete it.
yeah. Yeah, live on Instagram. I mean, sorry, live on YouTube already. Yeah. So you can set that of Facebook. You can get closer if you need to do that. You have to go over again. Okay. Never, you want everything deleted, right? I take never. Okay. I take never delete. No, no. Keep after 6 months. I keep it, but you can later delete it manually. It's like I delete it manually. And go for it. Go for that first one. Keep it 30 days. 30 days, yes. Yeah, it already highlighted to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Post. Yeah, yep. Start a new broadcast. All right, so audience on YouTube are waiting for you to set it down with Landlady Jane on made me laugh. my my YouTube audience have caught you. This Landlady Jane.
Okay.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
You go live. Click on go live. You've not gone live. You've not gone live.
I need to add.
Oh, you're not, okay. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Yeah, you're live now.
Okay.
So introduce your audience.
Trying to set up some technical issues.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, I'm Landlady Jane. Yes.
And I'm Chris Ekhator.
Okay. So today we're here to talk about land use and property rights in Nigeria.
Okay. Land use act and property rights in Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
So how do you go about it?
You know, the land use tenure we have like two ways: the customary system and the statutory system. You know, and we'll talk about the customary. These are the practice of people normally or mostly in the rural areas where the chiefs, the palace, they are the administrators of properties around there.
Okay.
So that's why you see most people before they actually acquire the property, they want to make sure that a traditional ruler is involved.
Okay.
You know, most people in Lagos, they always want to buy property where the ballet is a witness and all that. They can't just go get properties without his notice because they are the administrators of lands on that axis. So
Yeah, this is how I look at it. The customary law exists side by side with the Land Use Act. The Land
yeah,
Use Act was enacted in March 1978, precisely 29th of March 1978. It was a land reform system, and it was, and because it was not a constitutional law, it was a decree that brought it into being. And it did not actually nullify the existing law, which was the customary law, because in Nigeria and like in most other African countries, all lands belongs to the indigenous, belongs to the people who are there on the land. So both of them are legislative enactments, and it is either the National Assembly in the federal system or the state houses of assembly that makes these laws. So the Land Use Act has been retained right from that 1978 down to when we first had the first constitution before we have the ones amended now. All right. So if you look at this 9 constitution, all right, and we have the current one,
1999.
1999 Constitution. So the Land Use Act has been an element in all the subsequent constitutional provisions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
They always
It
bring
has
it
been
up.
retained.
Yeah.
And now, what the provisions of that act says that all land in the Nigeria Federation is in the hand of the government, but each land, as you have it in each state, the governor is holding the land on behalf of Nigerians and for the benefits of all Nigerians. So that is why a Nigerian born in Enugu can own a land in Kano.
Yes.
Okay, so the law, so before it would have been difficult under the customary law to give land, they consider you to be a foreigner.
Okay, what you're talking about now is the statutory land tenure system. We are not talking about the customary anymore.
The customary law enables indigenes to
To
be the
own,
exclusive owners of
yeah,
that land.
property.
Okay,
Yes.
but the
And the government comes in.
the government actually recognized the customary law. The customary law was not made by those people. It was not made by
Yes,
the
it wasn't
indigenes.
made by
Okay,
them.
okay. So, but the difference we are trying to demarcate now is the distinct difference between the customary law and the Land Use Act. The Land Use Act is what makes the land available to all Nigerians. Before now, it was difficult for an Igbo man to own a property in a non-Igbo land
Because of the law that
because
was
of the law
existing
that,
at that
yes,
time.
the indigenous tried to control, because Nigerians were tribal conscious and everybody wanted to safeguard their own land because life was
You
the
cannot
prize
take possession
to
of
them.
people.
So because for us to actually be a true federating country, they needed a law or an act that would nullify
You
that.
can't come and take over their land and
So, but in spite of, for over 40 years now, in spite of the Land Use Act that is currently existing, the customary law exists side by side.
Yeah, because it still exists, even in most in rural areas, even in Lagos here, those things are still applicable.
Did you say the rural area?
Yeah, I did, yes.
In the
Yes,
past?
of course.
You say the rural area?
Of course, I grew up in the rural area, so I I know about those things. You know, even here in Lagos, there was a time a friend of mine acquired property here in Lagos. In fact, we have to go through the ballet and all those things, you know, to get that property. If not, they wouldn't have given us ownership of that,
Okay.
you know. So is something people still practices up till now.
So now we've looked at the surface of Land Use Act, then property rights. What can you say about property rights in Nigeria?
Property rights in Nigeria, you know, is is a complex stuff because this varies from localities, from one state to the other. It's probably not the way you do it in this state that other state does theirs. So it varies, and then there are particular departments that are in charge of this. Once they assign a property to you, whether an individual, whether estate developers, then you have rights over it. That's why we have the Federal Ministry of Housing, Lands and Urban Development and all that. Those are their work, but it depends on the states.
How is the right to property transferred? How is right to property in Nigeria guaranteed?
If government is transferring a property to an individual or a company or so, they actually a kind of excise the land. They give their lands excision. They excise lands to people, to individuals and all that. So most times the land can come out as a certificate of occupancy for people. Those are the lands. When government lease land for people, it comes under excision. That's when you have right to own this property. If government does not give anything less than that, that's when they give you right to. Is when you go through the customary tenure, that's when you get things less than that. And it's not like they are not valid, they are, because when you go to get rights over that property, they will still ask you for those documents that the customary people issue to you. Those are the things that will make you get
Does
rights.
a land receipt issue a right?
Of course, if a family gives you a receipt of payment on a particular land, it will give you a right to obtain your proper documentation on that property.
I like the fact he said it gives you a right to perfect the
Yes,
document that you have
perfectly.
put.
It
The receipt
doesn't
does not give you a
make
right.
you the owner
So what
of
transfers
that property yet. But when there is a deed of
exactly the deed of assignment
yes,
that
when there is a
transfers
deed of
rights
assignment,
and liabilities?
most people they don't know these things. They just go family receipt and all that.
So for how long
No.
have you known these things? Because you start your life as a real estate practitioner.
Mr. Chris, for the fact that I am a real estate consultant, I should be able to know all these
So for how
things.
long have you been a consultant?
Yes, I've been a consultant for 3 years now.
Wow.
Yes, so and because I am consistent, we go for courses, we go for trainings, and we read things about these things, and we have experience too. So with the deed of assignments, you also have rights over this property, because when you go for a higher documentation, they will ask you for these things. So land administrators take charge of giving right to property, giving right to property to people, and there are challenges that people face in all these things.
What kind of challenges do they
When
face?
you don't do a proper documentation, you are likely to lose that land. These people, they don't. That's why I said having just a family receipt is not. It doesn't guarantee you, because some people have had issues where their particular land was sold to another person. You have two people having the same receipt on a particular piece of land.
What is the cost of that?
I think
It's fraudulent.
fraudulent corruption and all
It's
that.
fraudulent. I mean, one person per land. You can't have, except maybe like the land was acquired by two or acquired by the family. Each members have equal right to it.
Yeah, sometimes people that goes for land grabbing,
And that's criminal.
yes, they don't know that they tend to lose that property. Because this government may favor them, but the next government will not favor them. That's why you see sometimes people complain, even though I bought from an estate and government they come and they still have to demolish my house and all that. But you never knew the roots and the foundation where this property was bought. if somebody gets a land through land grabbing, you don't have the necessary things to get right owner of that property, because the family never gave you receipt, they never transferred the property to you. And because of corruption in high places, you tend to sell to clients, and years to come people are now crying that their properties has been demolished and all that. There are so many things that people do underground that our clients out there, they don't know about it.
Okay. So now, let me quickly read something here.
Yeah.
Nigerian legislations are enacted of the National Assembly or the State House of Assembly relating to land and the real properties. The Land Use Act preserves all existing land tenure system prior to March 29, 1978, subject to limitations set out in the Land Use Act with respect to land holding and existing rights occurring from land. Now you see, elements that pops out here, the Land Use Act and property rights. Now this is the Constitution as amended in 2011. Now in section 43, does not have a subsection. It says, subject to the provision of this Constitution, every citizen of Nigeria shall have right to acquire
And
own immovable property anywhere in Nigeria. That immovable is land. Land cannot be moved. Good. So now we have the paper definition and the paper direction. Let's talk practical. What do you have in stock for us? Talk to us. What do you want us to know about the Land Use Act, and what do you want to know about property rights, and how do we acquire these rights? If these rights exist, can these rights be taken away from us? Are we going to be compensated if these rights are taken from us? You are the consultant.
Yes, of course. If you have a property and you never did a complete documentation of your property, this also goes to estate developers who have not yet acquired the right
documents that go with the land.
Yes, that covers the property, because you are actually engaging people's money.
Okay.
And because you don't want them to lose that property, you need to go and do a proper documentation of that property. Then the ones that are buying individually,
with the land bureau of each of the states where your land is domiciled, right?
Yes.
Okay, not the federal government.
Yeah, no, you start from the states. Most people where we have where we have to deal with federal is it has to do with most people that are in Abuja also, but here in states can actually take care of these things. In Abuja we hardly get CFO because we don't have a residing government. CFO and governors as consent.
I'll differ a little.
No, I'm not saying we don't.
You are dealing with federal capital territory, not
Yes,
federal government.
I'm not saying we can't get, but what we
normally have there is of FCT.
Yes, we normally have rights of occupancy. Yes, and it's also a very valid document as long as the country is concerned. So
the Supreme Court of Nigeria recognizes
rights of occupancy. Yes. Okay. Even outside FCT, places like Calabar, you can get.
You deal with state.
You can get rights of occupancy.
All C of O's. Each state, the governor that issues C of O in each state.
And people are even scared of buying properties that have R of O. Maybe because they really do not know or understand the value of
for the people in the state where that is used, they understand it. It's only guys who, for example, who's coming from Lagos, they don't have that as a legal term that is being used. So if you tell them they want to buy property out of Lagos, does it have a C of O? If C of O, don't is the name given to it, they'll have, of course, they'll be suspicious and everything. So that's why you come in to explain to them that both of them in the eye of the law have equal strength.
Yes, they do.
Just the way just like in London, in UK, they don't have presidents. They have prime minister.
Yeah.
If you go to London, you say, I want to see the president of United Kingdom. Of course, they will laugh at you because the president there is ceremonial president, the president head of state. But however, the head of government over there is the prime minister. But the head of government in Nigeria is the president.
Yeah.
So it's just for you to educate them.
So they will understand.
Yes, I understand. Yeah. In Lagos, like for example, in Lagos, it is square meter that is being used. You know, but in Benin, it is feet that is being used. So I tell somebody 600 square meter.
Guys will be like, I don't understand.
And if as a writer you don't know how to do the conversion, don't to say that, okay, in Benin the standard is 100 feet.
You will have a problem. You're going to be losing clients.
So it's good that our
potential clients with that. So and in real estate is versatile. Everyone, you just have to know.
Update yourself,
yes,
empower yourself, educate yourself.
So my contribution in this is that people should have a proper documentation of their property. You get that's where this the amnesty we'll talk about is still on. We've not exhausted the 90 days.
You're taking the lead.
Yes, we have not. I know we have not exhausted the 90 days, and people are still encouraged to go get their rights.
You mean in Lagos, right?
Yes,
okay.
now.
Okay.
We've talked about it here. Yes. Okay. No, in Lagos here. Okay. So people, by the time you get those documents, by the time you get your property documents, then you are not you get rights to it. Nobody comes and tell you you're not the owner of this place or something, or government come today, tomorrow and tell you that you don't own this place when they've actually issued you a certificate for it. I don't. So my contribution is, there is this land planning. You have to plan your building plan. Sorry, not land. Your building when you plan it well, because if you don't build where you're supposed to build, you are going to lose that property. Because by the time government comes, they will demolish everywhere. You see, that's why you see where people are supposed to build bungalow, they are building 5-story building. And
is it possible for government to give a building approval in a location where a structure of that particular kind?
When we have corruption in the high places.
So who do you blame for that?
We have corruption in the high places. They won't even let you go meet the right people.
Who do you blame? Do you blame the government, or do you blame?
I think I blame both the people,
the professionals that work with them.
Both the people and the government, because some of these people know that they because they want it shortcuts, so they now go through the back.
And they actually do in the back.
Well, there is back doors everywhere.
I'm not aware of that.
So by the time you go through the back, they will give you a surface.
I hope you know these back doors, because I like to take it. To save a lot of cost.
When you take back doors to get your building plan approval, yes. No, you're going to
and be. The government
you're going to be. You don't know that some property owners does not know how the real document looks like. They will take whatever you give to them, and they feel it. And these people, everything is on the internet now. You can go and get it and do whatever you want to do. But when the main government comes, they will let you know that this thing you are doing is fake. I have somebody that the man built his house on top of a canal.
Okay.
But the man never knew anyway, according to him, he didn't know that this place, because they kind of sand filled it.
Okay.
So when anytime, in fact, every year they come there, the man settles them. Of course, he knows that. He knows that. Yes, he's aware now. But according to him, when he bought the property, he wasn't aware.
Has it made physical improvement on the land?
If the man should go to the office, he has no case, because by right he's not supposed to build there. So I think that's why he keeps sorting them out. At least they should give him some time. He's just trying to buy time. But at least he knows he's passing through the back door. So they will actually come for him one day. But he's just trying to extend the time so that maybe he's trying to arrange some other places or something. So at least people should at least stop passing through the back doors to get
Well, I mean,
approval.
I'm not hearing for the first time that they actually bag. I'm interested in that bag door right now. I'd like
Because
to
at least
explore
you
the
don't
back
have to
door.
be interested in that
I'm
back
interested.
door
It
because
will
it
save
will
me
come back
cost.
to backfire you. Honestly, you
Well, there's a back door.
you
That's
can't keep
great, man.
sorting these people out because one day the government that we don't want to be sorted will come up.
What about if I become the governor?
You
Yes.
you become the governor. Then what will you do for us if you become the governor of the state?
Yeah, I will make the back door wider.
Then you're not a good one.
But I don't know about that because I'm actually not seeing the size of the back door. I'm interested. If you can take 3 people, I'll carry
Don't
along
worry,
with
when
me.
it comes, we are not going to vote for you. You people should take notes. You are not voting for Mr. Chris. They can always follow up anytime, any day. They can always follow up anytime, any day.
I agree with you. There's something I would say.
Yes, please go on.
We are in the era of information, all right? And then there's so much information out there. You know, all you just need is to just Google keywords like land use arts, benefits, the different locations where you have different lands in Nigeria.
Yeah.
What are the regulations? What are the practices? What are the processes? What are the kind of documentation required if you are investing in Ogun State? Don't say because Ogun and Lagos are very close, they will have the same customary law or documentation requirement. There are some states that are very strict on your personal tax. If you want to get a C of O, if they ask you for your personal tax, business tax, and you're looking at them like 5 couple, you're on your own. So yeah, it's extremely important that to make the work of a realtor or to make the work of real estate developers easy, investors should actually invest in educating themselves one, and then also form the habit of working with professionals. Don't just think you can do this thing alone. What a realtor know about land is not what an architect know about land. It's not what a surveyor know about land. Each of them have their area of knowledge. The realtors can tell you the deals that exist in different locations, and they can help you to get a good deal, because what you need to make it as an investor in real estate is a good deal. Nobody can assist you better in getting good deals like a realtor, because he's a broker. He knows areas that are fast developing. He can tell you that, oh, in 5 years' time,
what you start
to get and everything. Now, it's only when you're talking about development or improvement on the raw land, you begin to bring in people like surveyors, architects, builders, and all that and all that. So you know the stages at which you need the different professionals that are involved. So education is very important. And then working with these guys, not as competitors, but as part of your team, is extremely important. So not having that has put a lot of property owners, landowners into having problems, and they now think that everybody in real estate understand the same thing. We all know the same thing.
And Mr. Chris, please permit me to give shout out to my viewers. I can see Pastor Ihaza online. I can see Anguli. I can see you. I can see James Mbappe.
Thank you for joining us live.
I can see you all. Thank you for joining us live. So I want to give kudos to my company, P1. Please permit me to do that. For not allowing our clients who bought properties at Ibejuleki to lose their properties when they constructed the new coastal road. I was very wow, it was very amazing. Some of our clients they were really switched. Nobody lost their property. You know, they didn't use the old place they kept. Most of our properties were affected, and the company never allowed them to lose. I must say thank you for this confidence. And
so P1 actually means property
World African Network.
Good.
We are still the best.
Okay, good. So what kind of let's look at this. What kind of training does your company give to realtors?
Oh, we give realtors trainings upon trainings upon trainings about real estate. So many of us, we didn't study real estate. In fact, some of us don't even know that you can actually study real estate in school.
Okay.
So most of us, we didn't study real estate, but the company has a way of fitting us in. Yes, they teach you. There's a stage you get to, they send you back to school. Yes, they teach you all these things, how real estate operates, how the company works. Everything is for free.
Documentation and
Yes,
everything.
everything is freely done for you. So you can come out tomorrow and defend yourself
As
as a
professional.
realtor.
That's
Yes,
good.
yes,
That's
yes.
good.
So I am where I am today because the company trained me free of charge, and I'm out there. They when they train you, you train others. So I am very available to train others.
That's good.
Yes, so that they can do the same thing I'm doing. So we can get people to do investments
How can
more.
one be part of your company?
Oh, you want to be part of the company? Then you come on. I'll sign you into the company. We'll talk about business. Today we are talking about land use and
Arts
yes, and
and
property
property
rights.
rights.
You're
Okay,
coming
good.
into the business, then you can dial my number. Then we'll talk about that.
Do you have previous videos on your channel that
Of
people can refer
course,
to
I have
and learn about
previous
your
videos
company?
I've done about joining the companies and all that. All are there on my page. So there are a lot of them here.
That's good. All right. Do you have any other stuff you want to share with your audience?
Okay, well, I think we are
You,
exhausted.
what you plan to discuss with
Yes,
them
the
today?
discussion for today, and we are planning another bomb blast
Which will be
next
what?
week. Yes.
You talked about bringing people on board for you to interview. Is there anybody online you'd like to bring on board to interview?
Oh no, I don't think so for
What
now.
about
But
Pastor
no, no,
Money?
no, no, no,
It's
no,
not
no,
available
no,
for
no.
you.
Pastor is not around now.
He's in America.
Yes, no, he's in Asaba. So I will try as much as possible to get audience, people to join us, and so that we'll talk more on this. Real estate is not something one person does. Yeah, not at least I will get somebody to join us someday by God's grace.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So a wrap up, we say that the Land Use Act is an legislative act of government that was enacted on the 29th of March 1978 by the then General Olusegun Obasanjo government. It was actually a land reform law that tried to balance up power because before that act came on board, what we had was customary law that the chiefs, the traditional rulers were sort of abusing, not allowing Nigerians from other parts of
Yeah.
Nigeria to have access to land.
Sorry, Mr. Lee, I think I have a property in Abuja that has this customary tenure.
Okay.
I think I don't know why investors are running away from it.
So where the party is
Maybe they
located,
didn't know that.
the document is
Yeah, the
recommend
document
is
is
valid
recommended.
and everything.
So
Okay.
we've gone far to make a residential RFO for it. So I think we've updated property now.
What is R of O?
Rights of occupancy.
Wonderful.
Yes.
The other one is C of O.
Yes, certificate of occupancy.
Good.
Yes.
In the customary law, the highest title by name is right of occupancy, not ownership.
Yes.
Now, in the Land Use Act, it is the phrase, the word used there is certificate of occupancy. Both of them in the eye of the law is recognized as land titles.
Yes,
There's
please.
difference between a title.
Let the audience know.
There's difference between a land title and a land document. Receipt for when you buy land is a land document. It is not a land title. Survey is a land document, it's not a land title. All right. Now, but the title by law that confers right of occupancy is either R of O or C of O. However, if there is a certificate recognized by the customary law that was not revoked before you apply for a C of O, until you government revoke that one, it still remains valid.
Okay.
Because there's a Supreme Court judgment that actually recognized that document higher than a C of O. That's one. So secondly, as well, too, now, if you have, because people property rights, people think that, oh, if I buy a property and company wants to take it over from me, I will not be compensated. No, if you have a C of O, you'll be compensated. But however, it will be on the value of the land and at the time they're taking it from you, not with the
So I
investment.
cannot just say,
because I put a national state
yes,
on
just
plot
give
of
me,
land.
just give
What
me
the
so
land,
amount.
no way.
Oh,
No.
oh.
So people need to do that. Like I also said as well too, now people also need to work with professionals in the industries to avoid wahala. So that's it for today.
Yeah.
So it's been a pleasure being with you. My name is Chris Ekhator, and you are.
I am Mrs. Jane Obiora, aka Landlady Jane.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition. Until you come your way again, view our previous videos, make comments, share this video, like this video, and then see you in the next video.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
What do you want us to treat? We'll treat it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.